This is Dr. Herbert Harris, and this is Success Mentorship class number 242. Wow. Thank you for joining us on Facebook. Thank you for joining us on Instagram. And of course, welcome to our Success Mentorship group on Zoom. Wow, people are joining us from all over. Folks, what an incredible, beautiful day. As usual, I want to thank you for being a part of our Success Mentorship classes. This is class number 242. And our topic for today is 7 choices that can change your life. Now, I'll tell you this, folks. When we talk about 7 choices that can change your life, we're talking about something that can transform you from the person you are to the person you want to be. And of course, all of our topics are based on our book, The 12 Universal Laws of Success, and on our experience in dealing with the world and dealing with people. And dealing with the transformations that we've seen happen in so many people. Also like to invite you to our website, www.herbertharris.info, herbertharris.info, and learn about some of the great programs we're doing. And of course, register with us to tell your story. Today, before we get started, I always like to do our meditation to put us in the proper frame of mind and proper state to engage upon this journey together. So sit straight up in your seats, close your outer eyes, open your inner eyes, take a deep breath, let it out slowly. Take a deep breath. Let it out slowly. And in this space of peace and relaxation, our minds are open, receptive, and ready to learn. Let us just rest on that thought for a moment. Our minds are open, receptive, and ready to learn. Let us affirm that together. My mind is open, receptive, and ready to learn. Take a deep breath. Let it out slowly. And so it is. Folks, this topic I chose now as we're moving through this last portion of the year is, I like to think of it as a daily operational topic. A daily operational topic in a sense that you can do what you want to do, be what you want to be, but how do you actually do it? I love to open with a quote. And it's a quote from my good friend Zig Ziglar, and he says, "Success and happiness are matters of choice. Success and happiness are matters of choice." When we think about that, that's a powerful thought, because that means that we can choose how we want to feel. And if we choose how we want to feel, we can choose how we create the life that we desire. I love to look at definitions, and a choice is an act of selecting or making a decision when faced with 2 or more possibilities. So a choice is deciding which of the many possibilities that confront you, which one you will undertake. And the choice literally evolves into a decision, and the decision is actually what you do with the choice. The derivation, the Latin derivation of decision is to cut off. And so when you make a decision, you're looking at all the multiplicity of possibilities, and you cut them all off but one. That is the one you choose to do. So when we speak about choices that can determine your life, we must take this in the context. The first choice is how we use our time. Time is our most valuable gift. Time is God's gift to you. What you do with your time is your gift to God. So then what we're saying now is how you spend your time. Each and every moment of the day, you should ask yourself, what is the best use of my time right now when I consider my goals, my vision, and my purpose? So that's the foundation on which all choices are made on the foundation of time. Then the second foundational principle is your state of mind. Your choices are impacted by your state of mind, and your state of mind is like a four-legged stool, and it's not like a chair, for example. Chair sits on four legs. If you have a chair where one leg is shorter than the other, the chair will not sit properly. And the four legs of the chair are your thoughts, your emotions, your habits, and your relationships. So that four-legged stool, and if any one of those legs is uneven, then the chair will not sit properly. So now that we've put this into perspective, let's look at this idea of the 7 choices that can impact, that can literally change your life forever. And these choices I want us to look at on a moment-to-moment basis. In other words, every moment in time, we choose what to do with that time. And so the underlying foundation for that are these 7 choices that can change your life forever. The first choice is the choice to confront or avoid. So whatever happens to you during the day, whatever issues arise, whatever problems come up, whatever opportunities arise, whatever challenges, in other words, whatever you encounter, good, bad, or indifferent during the day, you're faced with a choice. You can confront it or you can avoid it. One of the things we know is whenever you avoid the challenges that you encounter during the day, you will repeat them over and over. So think about this. When you interact with people and you don't like the way they treat you, if you avoid telling them so, if you avoid giving them as Sandra say, Sandra can tell you where to go. Sandra can tell you to go to hell, and you look forward to the trip. So if you do not deal with it, and it's going to happen over and over again. When you confront it, when you face it, then you literally build your confidence. But what really happens is you grow through it. So I know many of us right now are going through things in our lives, confrontations, challenges. But when you confront that challenge and you grow through it, you see, if you don't grow through it, you will go through it time and time again. When you confront whatever that challenge is, an opportunity. Think about this. This is positive and negative. Many times great opportunities come to you. Opportunities that can change your life, can change your vibration, can change everything. And yet you don't act on it. You choose to avoid. So that first choice, to confront or avoid, is critical, because that's like choosing the path. If you avoid, you choose the path of repetition. If you confront, you choose the path of growth. The second choice is to take bold action or timid action. And what do I mean? See, bold action is when you say, I can do this. When you are confident about your ability to resolve the situation and you get busy doing it, you make it happen. When you operate on that vibration, when you choose to take bold action, that's an incredible experience. Because now you're saying, I am confident I can do this. I can face this. If you take timid action, then you're operating out of a position of fear. Can you imagine? I love to, use the parallel of David and Goliath, because each of us is David. That many times in our lives, we are confronted with challenges, with opportunities, with things that can take us out. Goliath was intent on killing David. There are many challenges you are facing right now that are intent on taking you out. And so you have to confront that challenge with bold action. So often it means, how do you present yourself? You present yourself in a way that you're at your very best. I was reading a book, In Pursuit of Excellence, and it really touched something inside, that whatever you attempt to do it with all your might. Whatever you attempt to do it to the best of your ability. So when you choose to take bold action, that means you step up and say, it's me. That's when you step up and assert your personal power, when you assert your self-esteem, how you feel about yourself. When a bully confronts you and you look at them a certain kind of way, they can feel your vibration. Every choice that we take has a vibration associated with it. Someone once said that dogs know who to bite. In New York, I once represented a pickpocket, and I said, how do you pick your victims? He said, by the way they walk, by the way they look around. So when you take bold action, when you commit to take bold action, to say, this is me and I'm going to do it my way, that's a statement to the world that you're a leader. And I'm not saying you have to be a leader of a group, just a leader of you, that you're a determined person. There's a section in Think and Grow Rich, the power of a made-up mind, determined action. So when you choose to take bold action, you've already set about a vibration that starts to attract into your space that you're acting on. The third choice. I see Will Smith just joined us. I see many of our entrepreneurs are with us today. Stuart, yes, welcome. Mary, many of our entrepreneurs. And in entrepreneurship, in sales, in business, there's a unwritten code that says the fortune is in the follow-through. The fortune is in the follow-up. There's great analysis that says that most sales are consummated after the fourth or fifth contact. In other words, you have to follow through 4 or 5 times to get the desired result. So this third choice, whether you will follow through or falter, is critical. So many times we quit. So many times we don't finish what we start. In life, once you make a decision, it's important to follow through. One reason is that when people follow you and people watch you and they see that you don't follow through, they see that you're a great starter and not a great finisher. There's always a temptation to give in. When the road gets tough, when there are pitfalls, when there are obstacles, there's that tendency to throw in the towel and let's do something else. This brain surgery is really tough. I think I'm going to become an auto mechanic. It's a lot simpler. You only have to go to school maybe a year instead of 10 years. But it's this, once you choose to follow through, there's a certain amount of growth that takes place when you made that choice. When you choose to follow through, it's like holding your focus on a particular outcome. We say whatever you focus on grows. And so when you choose to follow through, to hang in there until it's done, you're maintaining your focus. Outside in the sun, if you take a magnifying glass and focus it on a piece of paper, on a log, on anything, you focus it there long enough, it's going to catch fire. So when you develop the art of completion, that whatever you set out to do, you get it done. You never come back empty-handed. You never quit until the job is done. I often tell writers, when you're writing a book, some people get literally hung up, stuck in pursuit of perfection. I guarantee that many of you who are looking today, there are great dreams, there are great goals, there are things that you want to write about and you want to create. And as you start writing, you say, oh man, it's not good enough. I don't have all the experience to write. But my advice is finish it. You see, there's a certain vibration that you get from completing any task, a certain amount of satisfaction. When you have that I get it done attitude, when you follow through on your commitments, then you learn that your confidence grows. When you follow through on your commitments and you see many times you may have doubt along the way, but when you overcome that doubt and follow through on your commitments and get the job done, there's a certain amount of satisfaction. And that satisfaction in itself gives you just an incredible amount of confidence, which then raises your energy level and your ability to get things done. The fourth choice: preparation or procrastination. As we're on our success journey, things may get challenging. Things may be overwhelming. We say in our minds and in our hearts that we're going to confront it, that we're going to take bold action, that we're going to hang in there until it's done. But then we don't do it now. But then we put it off. Then we say, we have all the plans and everything in action, like, I'm going to start tomorrow. Can you imagine David and Goliath? Suppose David had said, wow, Goliath is really big. I need more rocks. I need a bigger slingshot. Let me come back tomorrow. Let's fight tomorrow, Goliath. Life doesn't work like that. And so this idea of preparation versus procrastination is a mindset. Procrastination is looking like you're doing something, but not getting anything done. Preparation is now preparing for the next step. So this choice can really help you. Excuse me. This choice can really help you. Think about this. They often say the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. If you look at the entire journey, it can be daunting. You can get discouraged. But if you just look at that one step. So the idea of preparation is powerful. When you choose to always do something in pursuit of your goals. Dr. Bray is underlined, and she's an astounding PhD coach. And many of us have decided, oh, I want to get a PhD, I want to get a doctorate, I want to become a doctor. And you look at your finances and you say, well, I don't have the money, I don't have, but you know what? There's always something you can do right now that can take you where you want to go. And that's the power of preparation. So it may be, let me just get some catalogs of graduate schools. It may be, let me just get some catalogs of schools that teach auto mechanics or teach truck driving. So the idea is there's always something you can do right now to prepare for your victory. So the choice between preparation and confidence is a powerful one, because it says the moment you prepare for victory, victory prepares for you. The fifth choice is the choice to speak up or hold back. You know, the world, in Genesis, it says, in the beginning was the Word. And that's a spiritual parallel. In the beginning of your life, the creation that you are living begins with the words you speak, the words you speak about yourself, the words you speak about others. And so when you choose to speak up, you are now asserting your confidence and your vision onto the world. Many times we'll be in situations and we know something is not right, and we choose to hold back. I know as a student, there are many students you've seen, and they'll have the answer and they don't raise their hand. They know the answer, but they don't raise their hand. Maybe they're insecure. They know it, but maybe they don't know that they know it. And so as we move through our lives each day, there will be many situations where you need to speak up to define your perspective of the world. So when people treat you a certain kind of way, whatever you permit, you get. You know, many people don't respect boundaries unless you make them. So when you speak up, when a person does that thing to you that encroaches upon your boundaries, if you don't speak up, they'll do it again. Anytime you suppress your ideas, anytime you suppress your vision of the world, it causes resentment inside you. You get mad with yourself for not speaking. It causes tension. It causes anxiety. When people treat you in a certain kind of way, when you speak up, you say, oh, no, we don't go there. You know, when people bring you gossip, you know, they always say, if somebody will bring a bone, they'll carry a bone. When people bring you gossip, all you have to do is say, hold it. I don't talk about other people. I don't gossip. What else do you have to talk about? Many times people have nothing else to talk about. Someone once said, wise men discuss ideas. Average people discuss things. Ignorant people discuss each other. So speak up or hold back. That's a choice. The fifth choice. The sixth choice now, this is an interesting choice because this is the one that probably the hardest to do in many instances because it requires you to suppress your ego. The sixth choice is to surrender or be a victim of resistance. Let me delve into that a little bit. In life, there are many disappointments. There are many times you start out and fail. There are many things you do that just do not work. And so that thought comes of, how do you handle it? You can fight it. Sometimes when things happen that you didn't want to happen, you get hurt by it. You spend the rest of your life reacting to that hurt. Very often, traumas that we experience in our young lives can haunt us for the rest of our lives. And so this idea of surrender is to recognize that things just don't always happen the way you want them to do. Things go wrong. People disappoint you. But if you can surrender, in other words, to acknowledge that it has happened and then simply move on. Remind yourself that things happen for a purpose. So you set out to do something. You do your very best. You fail. You lose money. You lose friends. You can be depressed. But on the other hand, you can say, wow, thank you for this opportunity for greatness. You can ask yourself, what is the good lesson I must learn from this? We often experience situations where in the initial situation, it looked like a bad thing, but over time, it was a good thing. We often say stuff happens and it was a blessing in disguise. You know, when we talk about teaching people how to treat you, how many times have you met somebody and you had to check them and how they wanted to treat you and you would not permit them? And you find later that they treated somebody else who permitted them to treat them the way they wanted to treat them and caused great harm. And you say, whoa, God, I ducked that bullet. Well, surrender gives you a way to duck a bullet, to be grateful that whatever it is, to say, hey, it's a learning experience. I'm grateful for this experience to grow and then grow through it. The seventh choice that can change your life is to trust or doubt. Trust or doubt. Trust is based on faith. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. So when you encounter a situation, if you have no trust, no faith in yourself, you will probably lose. But if you have trust, if you have belief, if you consistently choose the positive outcome, if no matter what happens, you say, I trust that every experience I have is for my victory or for my growth. I trust that everyone who comes into my space is for my victory or for my growth. Trust is the opposite of doubt. You can't have trust and doubt in the same mindset. You can't have faith and doubt in the same mindset. The scripture says, if you tell this mountain to be cast into the sea and doubt not, it's going to happen. So anything that you want to be in life, if you assert it and then doubt not, the farmer plants the seed of corn, having faith that in 60 days he can feed his family. You can plant the seed of a dream, having faith that in 2 years you'll have your home. You have your profession. You have the money that you want to accumulate. So these choices, these 7 choices, are really moment-to-moment choices. That's why I wanted to share this message today, because as we move towards the completion of this year, as you move higher and higher up the success ladder, there's smaller and smaller room for error. Not because the error does not exist, but because you must hone your mindset so that when you see a disappointment, you see it as a lesson. When you see a failure, when you experience failure, you see it as a dress rehearsal for success. So let's recap today. The first choice we make is always the foundational choice, is how we use our time. Commit ourselves to live our times in a fashion that from moment to moment, we ask ourselves, what is the best use of my time right now? And you proceed accordingly. The second foundational principle is that our choices depend on our mindset, and our mindset is the conglomeration of our thoughts, our feelings, our habits, and our relationships. That they must be harmonic, they must be in balance, so the chair that is your life sits on even keel. And then with these 2 foundations in place, we make the 7 choices. Choice 1, confront or avoid. We choose to confront. Confront the good things, let them grow. Confront the negative things and learn and grow through them. That second choice, to take bold action. We choose to take bold action in all things. You see, you cannot not act. Failure to act is an act in itself. And any act that you commit, whether either boldly or timidly, becomes the seed of your reality. That third choice, follow through or falter. Choose to complete everything you do. Let the mantra that you have is, I get it done, always. I complete myself, always. That fourth choice, procrastination versus preparation. Always be preparing for the next step. There are 2 moments that are critical in your life, now and next. What you do now determines your next. So always be preparing for success. Preparation itself is an action to completion. That 5th choice, to speak up or hold back. Always assert your version of the world. Now, assert it intelligently. You know, there are people that constantly talk about themselves. I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying, assert your vision of the world in such a way that it balances out and it uplifts you and empowers you. That 6th choice, to surrender, to understand how to roll with the punches, to understand that everything is a life lesson, that whenever things don't go the way you want, so be it. You learn. You either win or learn. And then finally, that 7th choice, trust or doubt. Always have trust. Always have faith in yourself. Always have faith in the process. Always have faith in who you really are. Faith that you are the created being of an all-knowing, all-powerful God, created for a reason, for a purpose, to get things done. And when you can do these things, when you can make these second choices, when you can put your life in the context of creation, creating it exactly the way you want it to be, then you can be whatever you want to be. You can do whatever you desire. You can have anything you want, always knowing that the best is yet to come. And so it is. Those of you on Zoom, please stay on for our discussion as part of the Success Mentorship Group. Those of you on Instagram, thank you so much for being with us. And please share this broadcast with at least 3 other people and write some of your comments. I know that I think that this message today is really marching orders. To acknowledge this message, let's put it into plan, put it into work. Those of you on Facebook also, share this message with somebody, but most of all, drill it into your life, drill it into your daily method of operation. Because when you can make these proper choices, then you have the power to create your life, create your dream, create your world exactly the way you want it to be. Always knowing that the best is yet to come.